27 First News special presentation.
Let's go, check in.
It's big just to help them get that diversity and understand, both sides of the fence.
Together, we can make this a better community.
It doesn't matter what color you are. That means nothing to us.
Getting a coach, you know what? I'm graduating. Can you make it? That's what this is about.
I think if you put football coaches in charge of everything, life would be good and society would be better.
Good evening, I'm Stan Boney. Thanks for joining us for Fair Play, a conversation about sports and race. We're joined tonight by Dee Crawford, our Community Affairs Director here at WKBN.
Over the next half hour, we're going to look at how coaches and players deal with race and how they use sports to educate young people.
We're going to start tonight, though, in Warren. There's a lot more to football this season at Harding than just blocking and tackling every Monday. The Raiders spend 30 minutes talking about issues off the field. It's a program that sports director Ryan Allison witnessed firsthand.
The devil likes to throw stuff at us to hurt us, distract us, and to get us off our path from becoming the kings and the beasts that we were born to be.
Elijah Birch is the first speaker this season to address the Warren Harding football team. It's part of a program that head coach Steve Arnold started last year. He calls it KERM, or Keep It Real Mondays. Birch is a senior at Mount Union, a former Raider, and a player that's overcome a lot to get where he is today. And that's the kind of message Coach Arnold wants his kids to hear.
The one requirement or expectation that I have is I want you to be honest and keep it real. Don't try to sugarcoat anything, because young people know when you try to sugarcoat something. And sometimes it's raw. It's raw.
I was bullied all throughout high school up until my junior year, whether it was by teammates, other people. I always got, you suck, you can't do it, you're soft, why are you here, get out.
Every Monday, the topics vary, from drug abuse to education to the treatment of women. And the speakers come from all walks of life. They've had members of the National Guard, educators, even pipe fitters to talk about trade school opportunities. It's a chance for the players to express themselves and for Coach Arnold to build relationships that last far longer than football.
I mean, when you coach long enough, Ryan, the wins and losses are going to come. That comes and goes. It's seeing these young men or getting invited to their wedding or getting a coach, you know what, I'm graduating. Can you make it? That's what this is about. That's what all this is about, the development of young people.
When you get hit with adversity, or you have all these obstacles and bad things stomping on you, and you thinking that you can't do it, just know that you can do it, no matter what. You just can't quit, believe in yourself, and work like you never worked before.
Keep It Real Mondays is just one of the reasons that football season is so important in Warren. It's far more than X's and O's for Coach Arnold. He believes it's a mental health issue for his players, his family.
Everybody here comes from a different family. But I said, this is our family. And what does it stand for? I say, forget about me, I love you. Forget about me, I love you. That spells family.
Coaches are always looking for teachable moments, any opportunity they can find to make their players better, their athletes better, better teammates, and more importantly, better people. That's what Coach Arnold is doing in Warren with Keep It Real Mondays, focusing on life after football.
Well, thanks, Ryan. We are joined again by Dee Crawford, and also joining us here in the studio is Warren Harding head football coach Steve Arnold. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start with you, Coach. We're talking about fair play and racism as being a part of sports. How important is sports in the black community?
It's very important, Stan.
Can't hardly overstate it, can you?
No. For a lot of our kids, we try to obviously reinforce the academic piece. Obviously, that's very important. And I tell them you can't have one without the other. But we know in our community, in the black community, we use the vehicle of, if it's football, basketball, and those are the two main sports for the most part, as a way to further their education. So it's vital in our community.
Dee, you had a good take on that too, didn't you?
Absolutely, being a football grandmother and having
And a football mother at one point, correct?
Absolutely,
Yes.
yeah, from Little League all the way through. What I have always admired is not only the camaraderie, but for many of the African American males, that's their role model. The coaches, their uncles, they set standards. It also teaches them fair play, and for a lot of our young men, how to get along, communication skill, working with others to achieve the main goal, so that it's not just about yourself, it's about the team.
You also had a good take on black students that go on to play in college. They excel once they're in college, don't they? And there's a reason for it.
There's a lot of things that come into play with that, Stan, and I'm sure the coach will speak to that as well, is that under the NCAA rules, academics, they have to achieve in the classroom. And that becomes even more important for those who are not going to achieve in the NFL.
Sure.
You know, all it takes is one injury, and
Sure.
what do you fall back on if you don't have the academics?
You try to let them know that a very tiny percentage make it to the NFL. Most people aren't going to make a living on this, are they?
Very small
Very
percentage
small,
make it
right.
to the NFL. And so, you know, you start out with so many numbers at the high school level, then it dwindles to the college level, and then it diminishes even more to the professional level. So what are you going to do once that ball stops bouncing or you're finished running touchdowns? It becomes up here. You know, as a coach, not just me or any other coach, we can take the ball out of your hands as a coach. But whatever you do academically, and what's here, I can't take what you know here. I can't take that away from you.
You know, we're talking racism here and fair play and the importance of that, but sports in general, I don't care what race you're part of. It teaches you a lot of different things. You agree?
It teaches
it takes you through life.
Well, you talk about race. Racism is part of society. If people don't want to believe it or not, it is.
It is.
Sports is a microcosm of society. So we know that racism exists. But as I tell our kids, and me being blessed to coach 2 sports at Warren G. Harding High School that's known nationwide, when you're in a huddle, you don't look at that guy next to you as being black or white. You know, we talk about a brotherhood. And that goes, you know, both ways. So, but I think when you talk about racism, Stan, you can only talk about it and be open about it and be honest about it to create the dialogue. And some people shy away from it because of their true feelings and they don't want to have open dialogue.
It's very uncomfortable.
Go ahead, Dee.
Very uncomfortable.
You also mentioned, though, that it's not a end-all sports, that we have to let people know and young people know that academics, and there's other things involved with it too. It's not the end-all.
With sports, you get the life skills. You learn to compromise. Again, you learn to communicate, how to get along with others. Those are skills that you transfer off of the football field to life skill. And for young men coming up, they see the sports as an open door. It's their way to make it. What I'm saying is, regrettably, we don't show the other side of that. The doctors, the attorneys,
We don't.
the scientists, the achieving that can occur. They don't get the hype. They're not the ones doing the advertisement and making the big bucks or have tennis shoes named after them. Our kids have to be taught, and this is one of the reasons that I've always migrated to sports, is that I think it taught my son those things that he didn't necessarily get from home.
Sure.
Right. Coach, go ahead.
You know, you talk about what sports teaches you beyond the athletic realm. It teaches you how to compete. You know, one of the things that we do with our football team is we have a competition day, and there's a reason that you keep score. And I kind of correlate that to, at some point in time in life, you're going to go interview for a job. Somebody's going to get the job, and somebody's not going to get the job.
Might be 200 people applying for
There
that
you
job.
go. And that's competition. It teaches you how to compete. It teaches you how to get along with other people. It teaches you how to work with people. It just does a lot for the mental capacity of what you need to do as you migrate into adulthood.
But turn that over too. It also teaches you how to deal with the adversity and the failure.
Yeah, you might not get that job.
That's right.
Right.
And we also talk about the measure of a man or a woman
Right.
is
Absolutely.
not getting knocked down, because we know as adults we're all going to get knocked down in life. But the measure of a man is getting up. How do you gather yourself and get yourself together to
Fall
get
down
up?
9 times, get up 10.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. Dee, thanks a lot. Coach Arnold, thank you very much. We'll
Thank
be
you.
back
Nice talking with
right
you.
after the break.
Thank you. Appreciate it.